Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Mortal Kombat X Raiden figure from Mezco Toys. That's right, Mezco is releasing a new 6-inch line of action figures based on the latest game in the Mortal Kombat franchise. And today we're going to be taking a look at Raiden. As you can see, he comes on that blister-style packaging, featuring a card back that's in the shape of an X, with the center featuring that famous Dragon Mortal Kombat logo. The blister bubble fully showcases the action figure within, with the lower portion having the nameplate. And when you flip that box around to the backside, we've got some cool artwork, along with an image of the included Raiden action figure, a description, and a list of the included weapons and accessories. So let's go ahead and get Raiden outside of the packaging and take a look at him. Just like we saw with Sub-Zero, Raiden here is based on the newest game in the franchise. And with these games being a lot more detailed than they used to be, the costumes are a lot more elaborate now. So you can see that there is a lot of intricate details sculpted and painted on Raiden here, but you look at him and he's still instantly recognizable as the Raiden character. Of course, he does have that famous hat that Raiden is known for wearing. And you'll notice that there's just a lot of really great details on this guy. It's the one thing that really stands out about Raiden specifically outside of the packaging. I loved all the details on Sub-Zero too, but with Raiden's brighter colors on his outfit, it all really pops. So let's go and start by taking a look at that. Look at all of the great intricate details that are worked into the design scene on his outfit there. Lots of great little swirls done in golds and blues of different shades, all worked throughout his robes and all the way down on the loincloth piece. He also has this really great cord sash that's tied around his waist there, which looks really great. It is part of the sculpt on there, but the pieces that are hanging off are a bit more flexible. Has a really great realistic look to it. Underneath that, he's wearing his white robes, which are his more traditional look that we specifically saw him wearing in the original Mortal Kombat game. So you can really see that kind of showing through on the more intricate outfit that he's wearing over the top of it. And the white is brightly colored and very nice. It is really clean for the most part, and I do love that it's got some nice texture detail in the sculpt there. However, I do want to point out that I have a little bit of paint rub on the white, specifically on the arms. You can kind of see it looks a little dirty on the under part of his arms there, and that's actually from his arms kind of rubbing against the sculpt of his torso. So that's just something that can happen sometimes with white painted areas. There's a little bit of paint rub. It's really not too bad because overall the figure is gorgeously painted. Lots of just great details, like I keep saying. Look at the shin guards there, have a really nice metallic look to them. Same really great details kind of sculpted in with the designs there. Nice shine to it, some golds and some blues all mixed in. Everything looks really great all the way around this guy. And that hat that he's wearing on top of his head is removable, which is very cool. So you take that off and you do just get that face with the whited out eyes. He's got a black hood on over his head there. And the hat you can see is really nice because even the inside is sculpted nicely. You can see it's not just plain underneath. They actually worked in some details there. And it just fits nice and snug on the top of his head there. So it fits on nice and tight. You don't have to worry about it falling off once you plug it in. Really great looking figure. So let's go ahead and talk about the articulation on this guy. It's very similar to what we saw with Sub-Zero. I'm actually going to take the hat off while we're talking about this so you guys can get a better look here. The head is ball jointed, so it can look left, right, up, and down. It's worth noting that the upper portion of the collar here is going to hinder the movement a little bit because his chin is going to hit that. The torso is all one solid sculpt, and that's actually very hard plastic on here, so there's going to be no give on that. So it's not too bad, though. You can see he still looks left and right pretty good. You can roll the head all the way around. He does have ball joints at the shoulders, so the arms can come upwards, about halfway up his body there. You can move it forwards and backwards, as well as kind of swivel. You got the ball joints at the elbows, so you can swivel there. You can also bend there. And then you've got the nice joints at the wrists, allowing you to rotate the hands. You even got a little pivot joint in there, so you can move the hands up and down. You do have a nice waist twist there, so nothing in the torso, but you can still move the waist ball joints of the thighs, which you can see underneath the skirt piece there. And those parts are a little bit more flexible, so the Articulations thigh cut there, you can swivel at the ball joints at the knees, as well as bend the knees, and then the ankles can swivel side to side, as well as slightly rock and move forwards and backwards, because those are ball jointed as well. So, you get a pretty great range of motion with this guy. That way you'll be able to pull off some pretty cool martial arts poses. The only part that's really lacking, like with Sub-Zero, is the torso, but at the same time I like it because it doesn't break up the sculpt on there. So it's one of those things where you win in the sculpt area, but you lose out in the articulation area, but still, the articulation is not bad on this guy by any means. And I really love the quality on these figures. One thing I've been really impressed with so far with the Mezco Mortal Kombat figures is just how sturdy the figures feel. They don't feel fragile, so very nicely done. Now, in the package, he does come out with these hands that are kind of in almost that lightning pose there, as if he's getting ready to call upon the thunder gods. Or he is a thunder god, I suppose, so call upon that lightning. But it's really cool because he does come with several interchangeable hands. And the hands are very easy to swap out. You can just pull out the pegs there. They're just on little pegs. You can pull them out there. And in the places, you can swap them out for these more open hands. We have 2 of those. So these are the full open palm hands that you can swap in there. Or, if you want to get more of a cool action pose using his lightning, he's got these great translucent blue hands that have little bursts of lightning shooting off of them, which have a nice kind of wider look to them. And that way you can get it so that he is blasting off some lightning from his fingers. So that is very cool. And the final accessory that comes with Raiden here is a little lightning ball burst. This is very cool because you can see it's done in a translucent blue plastic, but it does kind of get white as all of the little bursts of lightning come out. Really cool accessory. It just has a little peg on the bottom of it, and if you notice on the right hand, there is a little hole so that you can plug this accessory right in, and that way we can get Raiden holding onto the little lightning blast. So I really like it because there are all these interchangeable hands, plus the little lightning burst, that allows you several different ways to mix and match the parts to get your desired pose with Raiden. It's also worth noting, with Sub-Zero, we saw the little hole in his hand, but he didn't come with a little accessory to plug in there. You could always double this lightning burst off as an ice burst if you want to, and it does fit on Sub-Zero's hand, so that's pretty cool. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new Mortal Kombat X Raiden figure from Mezco Toys. It's another figure that I am incredibly happy with. I think Mezco's doing a great job with this line, and I hope to see an entire cast of characters done in this scale and style, because we are long overdue for a really nicely done, very collectible Mortal Kombat line. They nailed it with the details, the sculpt is great, articulation is pretty good, and I love all of the accessories he comes with. So special thanks to Mezco for sending this figure along so we can get a good look at him early. These figures are supposed to start hitting retail stores, specialty shops, online toy stores in July. So happy hunting, my friends, and until next time.